Breaking news, Genie Plus is dead. Before we even get started with this breaking news, hit the subscribe button. That way, anytime there is breaking news, you will be the first to know. Let's start the video now. Disney is just announced they're gonna be rebranding Genie Plus, and I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, finally it's happening. Don't get too excited, guys, because a lot of things are changing, but a lot of it's staying exactly the same. I think we're just going back to doing what we used to do, and now we're gonna be charged for it. So let's get into it. Disney just announced they're going to be rebranding Genie Plus. So the name Genie Plus is no longer going to be used. Starting July 24th, Disney has rebranded it. They're rebranding the Genie Plus product to, are you ready for it? Lighting Lane Multipass. Lighting Lane Multipass. That's the new name for Genie Plus. Lightning Lane Multipass. You know what that makes me think of? Did you ever see the movie Fifth Element where they're like, Multipass, Corbin Dallas Multipass, and Lilu Dallas Multipass? Yeah, that's what I think of whenever I hear multipass.
Multipass. Lilu Dallas Multipass. Multipass.
Lila and multipass. Sparks happen. Yeah, she knows it's a multipass.
Let's break this completely down. So they are rebranding the Genie Plus. It's now going to be Lightning Lane Multipass.
Multipass.
And they also have the Lightning Lane Single Pass. For those of you who are in Disneyland, it's really going to be the same. For those of you who are in Florida, Walt Disney Worlders, it's going to be completely different. So let's go do the Disneyland site first because it is easier. Disneyland, starting in July 24th, will no longer have Genie Plus. It's going to be called Lightning Lane Multipass.
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
It's exactly the same thing. All they've done is just change the name. It reminds me of the artist formerly known as Prince. It's the app formerly known as Genie Plus. It's now Lightning Lane Multipass. Nothing else is changing at Disneyland. It's exactly the same. It's just a name change at Disneyland. Nothing else is changing at all. So it's just the app formerly known as Genie Plus. Just think of it that way. It's now going to be called Lightning Lane Multipass.
Lila and multipass.
And they are still going to have those individual lightning lanes, but those are called Lightning Lane Single Passes now. So just rebranding it. And that's what they're doing at Disneyland. And so apparently when Disney announced this, they released it, they said they went through a whole bunch of focus groups to find out what people like and dislike about Genie Plus. And I guess Disney's takeaway from all those focus groups was the naming. The naming. So for Disneyland, nothing's changing other than the name. But in Walt Disney World, for my Walt Disney World, this is crazy. Everything's changing. And I feel like what Disney's done is they've gone back to doing what they used to do, but instead of doing it for free, now they're charging you and they don't give you as much flexibility. But I could be wrong. I could be misreading this. So in Florida, it is now called the Lightning Lane Multipass.
She knows it's a multipass.
Same as they call it in Disneyland. And what it does is it allows you to, now keep in mind, I don't want people to get confused. Remember, Disneyland is not changing at all. Everything I'm going to be talking about from this point on, the rest of this video, is just going to be about Florida, Walt Disney World. Okay. So, in Florida, they have the Lightning Lane Multipass.
Multipass. Lilu Dallas Multipass. Multipass.
Lila and multipass. Sparks happen. Yeah, she knows it's a multipass.
And this Lightning Lane Multipass will now let you choose your up to 3 lightning lanes, okay? Think of, when I say lightning lanes, think of fast passes. 3 lightning lanes in advance up to 7 days. And let me break this down how this is going to work. So if you're going on a vacation, let's say on September 10th, just September 10th, okay? You can now go on your app, use the Lightning Lane Multipass.
Multipass.
And use the app to go in and book your fast passes or lightning lanes up to 7 days in advance. So if September 10th was your first day staying on property, this is just for on-property people, then on September 3rd, I could go in and book my lightning lanes. I could book 3 of them for the first day. And then I could book 3 of them for the second day and 3 of them for the third day. As long as I'm staying on the property up to 14 days, I can book lightning lanes for every single day that I'm staying on property. So September 10th is when my vacation starts. So on September 3rd, 7 days in advance, starting at 7 a.m. Eastern time, I can go in and start booking my lightning lanes for the 10th of September, the 11th of September, the 12th of September, and the 13th of September, and so on, up to 14 days, okay? So be aware of that. Chris, what if I'm not staying on property? Well, then you can go in and use the Lightning Lane Multipass.
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
You can use that up to 3 days in advance. So if you're staying in a non-Disney property, then 3 days in advance, you go in and you can book your lightning lanes starting for your vacation, okay? Now, Disney's kind of sneaky about this. Let me just kind of explain how this works. At Florida, they have 2 tiers of lightning lanes, all right? They have tier A or tier 1 and tier B or tier 2. Tier A is like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. It's going to be like Tiana's Bayou when that becomes there available. These are the high demand attractions that everybody wants. That just everybody's like, I want to go on these attractions. Those are Tier 1. Tier 2 would be more like Pirates of the Caribbean, maybe a Haunted Mansion, things that are still really good people movers. They move a lot of people. So when you go in to book your Lightning Lane Multipass,
Multipass.
you're going to be able to book 1 from the Tier A and 2 from the Tier B. That's going to work. 1 from Tier A and 2 from Tier B. And each day you get 1 from Tier A and 2 from Tier B. Now, as your vacation starts on September 10th, when I've used one of my Lightning Lanes Multipass, you can then go in and book another Lightning Lane. It's just like Genie Plus, how it works. Once you've used it, you go book another one. So you can always hold up to 3 when you're in Florida. So once I've used one, I can go book another one if they're available. So this is what they're doing. They're allowing you to do this 7 days in advance. 7 days in advance. There are more changes, so hang with me. We're going to get to it. They also, in Florida, they have the Lightning Lane Single Pass. And these are for there's 5 attractions that are going to be using this. You've got Tron. You've got Snow White, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. You've got Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which is in Epcot. You've got Pandora, which is Flight of Passage, which is in Animal Kingdom. And you've got Rise of Resistance, which is in Hollywood Studios. Those 5 attractions, they are not part of the Lightning Lane Multipass.
Knows it's a multipass.
They are part of the Lightning Lane Single Pass. You have to buy those individually if you want to go on those attractions. Disney now has allowed us to, so graciously, they're allowing us to purchase 2 of them a day. So like if you're going to be going to Epcot and Magic Kingdom, you could purchase Tron and you could purchase Guardian of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind in the same day. 2 per day of those individual Lightning Lanes. And so just kind of be aware of that. And the thing that makes this kind of interesting to me is it seems like to me, if you remember the old way, I want you to think of the old way. It used to be, go back before like 2020, Walt Disney World would allow you to go in and do fast passes if you're staying on property 60 days in advance. 60 days in advance. And it was something that was free that you could do. If you're staying off property, they allowed you to get your fast passes 30 days in advance. So it kind of seems like to me what they've done is they've gone back to the old thing that they used to do, but instead of 60 days, it's now 7 days. Instead of 30 days, it's now 3 days. And instead of being free, you now have to buy it through the Lightning Lane Multipass. So you buy the Lightning Lane Multipass, you can go in and you can book your reservations and get your fast passes. You can get your Lightning Lane Multipass if you do that 7 days in advance. I feel like they're kind of doing what they used to do, but now they're charging us for it, and we don't get as much time. I don't know. But there is one massively huge improvement on the app for those in Florida and even in Disneyland. It used to be you'd have to do the Lightning Lane Multipass and the individual single pass. You'd have to purchase those separately. They now have it so that you can actually purchase them at the same time, which is how I think it should always been. So I could go in on the multipass, grab that, and I could go grab my Lightning Lane single passes and just put it in my basket and pay for them all at the same time, rather than having to do one and then go back and do another one. And another improvement, which I think is a fantastic improvement, is before you buy your Lightning Lane Multipass and your individual Lightning Lanes, it'll show you the time. You can select the times. And if you don't like the times, you can't get the times you want, then you don't have to buy it. It's no longer buying blind where you're just like, I hope it's going to work out. No, it'll see all the times. And I've been told that the app is smart enough to see your current reservations that you have in the app. So if you have a dining reservation, like a Beauty and Beast dining reservation, it won't give you options to get those individual Lightning Lane passes at the same time, that's really good because you don't want to be competing with that. So put it down in the comments down below. What do you guys think about this? Really what they've done is changed the names. For Disneyland, it's exactly the same. Genie Plus, gone. It's just now Lightning Lane Multipass. For those in Florida, it's no longer Genie Plus, it's Lightning Lane Multipass, but you have a bunch of different things that you can do. You can pre-order up to 7 days in advance. I want to hear what your comments are down below. Let me know what you guys think. And as these things happen, I'll keep you guys updated. So hit that subscribe button and hit that like button because there's a lot going to be happening here this summer. All right, guys, you are the best. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.